What's going on, guys? It's the Bearded One here with my first ever review. I'm gonna try not to bang on the table. I noticed when I was, this is actually my third take. When I was watching the video I planned on uploading, it was just a lot of banging around. My phone was just going haywire. It was terrible. So it's my third take, and because of that, you can see I've already tasted the beer. I've already poured it, and I know I'm breaking a judging cardinal rule. My beer is cold. I had it in the refrigerator. I didn't let it heat up. But this beer I'm reviewing is draft only, and I'm not about to sit here and let an entire growler heat up to room temperature just so I can review one glass of beer. We are reviewing Bitter Constituent. It is a special collaboration beer from the Alabama Brewers Guild. Several members, from the picture here on the website, it looks like between 25 and 35 people met at Common Bond Brewers in Montgomery. Montgomery's only production brewery, according to the website. They got together and brewed this beer. They've been doing this for 5 years, since 2015, and they changed various locations. I can read this list off for you just for anybody who cares. They met in St. Stephen's in 2015 and brewed St. Stephen's Stout. They met in Huntsville, not too far from me, and brewed Badland Brothers Imperial Porter. They were in the old Cahaba brewery. Cahaba is in that Birmingham, Homewood area, local brewery. They have some good distribution in the state. I don't know how they are in the southeast region though. And brewed a mulberry Belgian style double. And then they were in T-Town last year, so roll tide to all you tiders out there. They were in Tuscaloosa and brewed a Duffy's Tavern Strong Ale. So they don't even brew the same thing over and over, which you would expect, especially from a Brewers Guild. I don't know if any professional breweries collaborated on this. I don't know if it was just home brewers. I don't have all the information. All I have is this post somebody posted on the Alabama Brewers Guild website. You can find more information about it with the same post I have in my tablet here from alabamabrewers.org if you're that interested in this beer. So I don't know if I said the name, but it is called Bitter Constituent, and it is an IPA. For those of you that don't know, IPAs are very hop-forward beers. So I wouldn't recommend this to somebody just getting into craft beer unless you like, if you're coming from whiskey and you like the Isla whiskeys, or you like very strong coffee, you like drinks with very strong flavor, you might actually like an IPA, and specifically this Bitter Constituent, because it's not the most spoiler, it's not the most bitter beer in the world. I don't know the IBUs. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert, but I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. I would bet there's no more than roughly 50 IBUs in this beer. It's 7.5 ABV, so don't just session this, don't chug it, don't drink your whole growler at once. Now, if you do that, do you, that's cool. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you how to drink your beer. Just in my opinion, anything over 5 or 6, I'm trying to drink just one, maybe come back to it in an hour or two, drink another. I just don't get soused anymore. So, we'll get into the aroma here. They use 5 hop varieties in this beer, and you can definitely tell. I've had this beer before. You're definitely going to get that floral hop, whichever. I don't know the hop varieties. I don't know the names. They didn't even list the hops they used. Trying to keep the recipe very tight-lipped, and that's fine. It's cool with me. You get that floral aroma. That's very present, and then you also get some of that citrus, the tangerine, grapefruit, pineapple, whatever you call the citrus flavor in your beer. And then you get just a little bit of the earthy notes as well. I don't know if that comes from the floral hops or if that's actually some specific hops that gave off an earthy flavor. Now, because they use 5 different hop varieties, I'm inclined to think they did use a specific hop to give off that earthy note. Yeah, it's I don't get anything else really. I think I'm smelling the yeast a little bit, but I don't really smell the malt. It's not very. It's got a sweet taste, but I think the sweet is coming from that citrus hop flavor. It's not very bready like you get in some beers, even in the IPAs. Yeah, just a very pleasant, not delicate, but it's not very. It doesn't kick you in. It doesn't punch you in the nose at the same time either. You know, the appearance when you stick it up to the light, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's very clear and lager-like. It's got it's more on the brown side of amber, so maybe a copper, golden copper look to it. It looks a lot like a Boston Lager from Sam Adams. You know, for an IPA, I always feel like IPAs are supposed to be a little hazy, a little unfiltered, or not IPAs, ales in general are supposed to be a little unfiltered, a little. But you know what? Beer has no rules. Beers can be whatever you want them to be, and they weren't looking for a classic style example. They were just trying to brew whatever the heck they wanted to down in a Common Bond. So that's cool that it looks like a lager, not typically an ale. I have poured it 10 minutes ago or so the carbonation has died down. But when I first poured it, when I first got it 6 days ago, there was a considerable amount of carbonation. I'd say medium carbonation. The head's died down, as you can see, but it doesn't pour a lot of head. It's not very a frothy beer. Yeah, let's just get into the taste. I don't think I had much more to add to all that. It's very good. I have to brag on this beer. I'm not an IPA guy. I don't even like pale ales, for real. I tried a pale ale in a Sam Adams summer variety 2 years ago. Hated it. I'm just not big on hops. Hops just taste like an off flavor to me. I like my malty sweetness. I like my bread, my caramel, even the dark porters and stouts that are very malt forward. I love it. They're easy drinking. They're not harsh. You don't have to sit there and think about what's in your beer. But this IPA is very balanced, and I don't mean balanced as saying like malt to hop ratio. I just really mean it's not that in your face, kicking you in the throat hop bitterness. I would recommend this to people who are feeling out IPAs and feeling out hoppy beers. For those people, I think you would love this. But also, if you're an IPA connoisseur, you might try it as well. You might really like it. I know people that really get into IPAs that really need that hop presence. They want to get in there on up towards 60, 70, 80, even 100 IBUs, and this ain't that beer. This beer is trying to be an IPA for the people, and I think it's appropriate with what they're trying to celebrate. This Alabama's 200th bicentennial. This is an IPA anybody can drink, really. I don't think you can go wrong with this beer. Like I said, it's draft only. It comes in a growler. I think it came in, I paid over $30 for it, but it's a really big growler. 32 ounces, I believe. Might even be 36 or 38 ounces. Feels a little big to be 36 or 32 ounces. This is actually my third glass, and I still have quite a bit. I could probably get another glass and a half, maybe 2 glasses out of this growler. I got it at Wish You Were Beer in Madison. You can get it at Stem & Stein. You can get it at Rocket City Craft Beer, the Doss Beer House. There's a whole entire list on alabamabrewers.org that pertains to where you can locate this beer. It's a great beer. I gave it, when I first reviewed it on Untapped, I gave it a 4.25, I think, and I'm still 6 days later. I still agree with that. It reminds me of a Sam Adams Boston Lager, but very hop forward. Definitely doesn't have that caramel malt sweetness that you get in a Boston Lager, but it's still very, very crisp, very refreshing on the mouthfeel. It's very clean. There's not a lot of sediment in here. It's not hazy. I like these crisp and refreshing beers because sometimes I don't want a thick, chewy beer all the time, and these are really good to kind of make you feel like you're drinking flavored water. I know it's a bad comparison for this, but it's just clear and refreshing beers just make you feel like you're actually hydrating yourself versus like a New England IPA or a Russian Imperial Stout. So I think I'm going to stop it here. Again, I give it a 4.25 on Untapped, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm not going to change my rating. This is an excellent beer coming from a guy that hates IPA, so I'm bragging hard on this beer. It's bitter constituent once again. Pick this up if you're in the Alabama area. Send it off to your friends out of state if you have friends out of state that love craft beer. I don't think you'll be too disappointed with this beer. Thank you. Until next time, guys.